Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and we do sewing things here. I'm really happy that you are here today to do some sewing with me because we are going to continue work on the 1910s outfit. So last video we made a pair of split drawers and then a corset. And so this video we are going to be making a petticoat and corset cover. Now I'm really excited to get into this new for me time period. I have been in love with the movie Titanic basically since my parents allowed me to watch it, which was super awkward because they made me watch it like in the living room with them present, and I think I was like 12 years old maybe. Anyways, most of the movie was fine, but definitely like some parts that as a 12-year-old you don't want to watch with your parents in the room. Regardless, it has been one of my favorite movies ever since I saw it, and you know, of course it's the drama and the romance and all of that, but like also it's kind of mostly the costumes, because doesn't Rose just look like the absolute epitome of female beauty in that movie? I mean, all of her outfits are just like so beautiful, and I have wanted to wear them ever since. So the first step to that is of course making all the undergarments so that we can build some outfits from that same time period on top. So let's get to it. After putting together the front and the back pieces of the skirt, I have realized something and I just want to show you guys. I have the skirt laying here and the front piece is in the front with the back in the back. So you can see that the back is actually cut to come up higher than the front at the waistline. And then if we look down to the bottom, you see that the front piece is a lot longer than the back. Now, it's not intended to be that way. It's that way because of the way that I lengthened the pattern pieces. So it's good that I'm doing this for the petticoat so that when I do the actual dress, I won't make the same mistake. Here is the pattern piece for the back of the skirt. And here is the pattern piece for the front of the skirt. Now, if I line these up on the straight edge here, see the front skirt is actually cut to be shorter. And the reason for that, I figured out, is because there needs to be more fabric, more length in the back to go over your backside. And then once, you know, when you're wearing it, then the skirt should be even around, if that makes sense. If we line up the pattern pieces on the sides here, where they would meet on the seam, you can see that the front piece dips down at the waist just like mine does here. And if we just sort of like roughly move it down, see, they actually meet at the side. So what I did when I lengthened this is I just took from here and made it the same length for both pieces. I measured down from my waist and made that the measurement. But what I really need to do when I redo this for the actual skirt is I need to make the front piece I need to measure from my waist down to the floor and make that the measurement of the front piece. And then in the back, I just need to offset that by the same amount as this one is offset. So about, you know, about an inch. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the front down to the same length, and you know, the petticoat will end up being a little bit less than what I wanted, but that's fine. It'll, you know, it'll all work out in the end. Editing Emily here, just popping in to say that that is it for the construction of the petticoat. All that's left is to put the hem on and add a string to the waistband, which unfortunately I did not get on camera. But let's move on to the corset cover. Start by cutting out a rectangle a few inches wider than the circumference of your chest. Then fold your fabric in half and draw a sloped line. And you want this slope to be longer in the front where the fold of your fabric is, and then shorter in the back to align with the length of your back. So it's kind of confusing, I guess, but this is so that there's more fullness in the front, like to create that sort of low uniboob silhouette. And this is a really rough process where you just kind of like guesstimate and try on, redraw the lines until you're happy with it and ready to cut it out. Then you pin a couple of darts in at the sides to make it sort of nip in and get narrower at the waist. Once satisfied with the fit, it's time to sew the darts in place. Next, we create 2-inch wide We create 2-inch wide button plackets for the front closure. And we do the same thing, except much longer for the waistband. Then any excess fabric from the front edges gets trimmed off before sewing those button plackets on. After the front plackets go on, the waistband is sewn on in the same manner. In the time period, this definitely would have been a button placket, but I have yet to sew buttonholes and I really didn't feel like trying to do it now. So instead of buttons, I am using hooks and eyes to close it. The last step is to thread some lace through the little eyelet holes all the way around the top edge of the corset cover. And also at some point prior to this, I added some lace to serve as straps, but I managed not to get footage of that.